Hey everyone, it's been a while, hasn't it? I'm going to do a little unscripted intro here, so if you either want to get straight to the main video, or if you've already seen this, I'll put a timestamp as to where you can skip. But essentially, I'm sorry for the lack of content and stuff that I've been putting out recently, both on here and on Instagram. I've been caught up a lot more with school, and I just frankly haven't had as much of a passion or drive to do this kind of stuff, and I don't want to try and force something out. I only want to do it if I really enjoy doing it. And I want to say again, thank you for all the subscribers and people who have stayed subscribed, especially people who have subscribed during this period of no content. It really does motivate me seeing more and more people join up the community. And I'm just going to try a little something new here. This is going to be a series which I hope is going to be a lot quicker and faster to produce, and it should be about a weekly thing. And so I'm hoping that'll give me just something quick and easy to do while I'm at college or if I ever get busy. This won't probably be the normal content, but it'll be something that I might like to do as a weekly series just to avoid getting too busy. So let me know what you think, and I'll probably explain a bit more in the outro. So, thank you for watching and enjoy the video. The Transformers the Series, the show that started everything from the best to the worst of the franchise it created. Since this is the first time I'm covering the show, here's some stuff from the Wikipedia page that I read so that you don't have to. The Transformers ran from 1984 to 1987 with a total of 98 episodes across 4 seasons and a movie in the middle. The show was developed by Hasbro and co-produced by Marvel Productions, who went on to still be Marvel, and Sunbow Productions, who went on to be bankrupt. This series was the Transformers' first appearance on screens and coincided with a comic series and a toy line because it was the 80s, and so I'm pretty sure they were legally obligated to. The show was fairly popular, airing primarily in the US and Japan, and is a staple of 80s cartoons, as well as being the leading factor in the collapse of the Soviet Union. Something I can prove is that the fanbase dubbed this series as Generation 1 in the 90s due to a new Transformers series being released, which technically could be considered a 5th season, but is just glorified reruns of the first 4 seasons in the movie, so now G1 has become the official term for the series. Anyway, let's get to the main event, which was the first 3 episodes of the show that comprised the pilot story arc. One last thing, as a disclaimer, I love this show and I've always enjoyed it, so nothing here is meant to say the show is bad or stupid. I'm just poking fun at the silliness of something that I love. Season 1, Episode 1, More Than Meets the Eye, Part 1. A long time ago, on a planet far, far away called Cybertron, there was a race of intelligent robots split into 2 groups, the Autobots and the Decepticons. The Decepticons are described as brutal, driven by the goal of total domination, and are set on destroying the Autobots, while the Autobots are described as peace-loving. So overall, it's a pretty morally gray conflict with no clear good and bad guys. The 2 factions are engaged in a war that has drained their planet dry of energy and pushed the Autobots to the brink of defeat. On Cybertron, 2 Autobots, Wheeljack and Bumblebee, are stealing Minecraft blaze rods from the ground to keep their energy stockpiles afloat. I guess Cybertron has a finite amount of energy though, so this is kinda like stealing the batteries from the family TV remote to power your Xbox controller. The pair load up the rods and head back to base, but the cops show up and they start a firefight. The Decepticons take words very literally though, so the Autobots are forced to flee more than they already were.
Autobots, stop them! The Autobots would have lost eons ago.
As the 2 return to base, we see a lamppost that suspiciously is drawn, unlike the rest of the scenery. This is because the lamppost is actually the Decepticon Soundwave, who sends his pet bird to spy on the Autobots. Laserbeak overhears Optimus Prime, the leader of the Autobots, saying that they are ready to launch their shuttle in order to find a new source of energy elsewhere. Soundwave reports back to the Decepticon leader, Megatron, and reveals that they too are ready to launch, and plan on following the Autobots to the new energy source. Megatron tells Shockwave he's in charge of the entire planet while he's gone, and his second-in-command, Starscream, says he'd make a better leader.
Never!
Both sides lift off, and 2 massive asteroids immediately come out of nowhere and collide, creating a meteor shower. The Autobots use a really big laser to pave a way through the meteors, and the Decepticons follow their path. Right after they're clear of the meteors, the Autobots detect the Decepticon ship and immediately also get boarded. After an animation error, the 2 sides forget that they have guns and engage in hand-to-hand combat. Having 2 ships tied together with a bunch of robots all in one of them kinda screws up gravity a bit for them when they enter Earth's gravitational field, so they crash, and everyone's dead. Luckily, 4 million years later, the volcano they crashed in rumbles and knocks the Decepticons Skywarp close enough to the Autobot supercomputer Teletran-1, who revives him and scans him in Earth vehicle form. Skywarp revives the other Decepticons, and they head out into a changed and unfamiliar world. Think of it how like Captain America was frozen, but instead of being frozen for 70 years, it was 4 million. And if he was a giant robot. And he woke up on an alien world. And there are a bunch of him, and he wasn't named Steve. I don't know where I was going with that, but basically Steve was a Transformer. Anyway, Starscream is a very respectful soldier, so he gives the Autobots a 21-gun salute to honor them. It would be really unfortunate for the Decepticons if this happened to knock over Optimus Prime, allowing him to be revived by Teletran-1. But what are the odds of that?
Thanks.
Let's build a base in those rocks. Soundwave is ordered to make plans for a new cruiser for their return to Cybertron, while Starscream is tasked with finding materials, so he takes Rumble and Soundwave with him, because I guess designing a new spaceship isn't that important. Meanwhile, Autobots Hound and Cliffjumper are tasked with finding the Decepticons. Jumping back again, Starscream and the others find a nice little power plant they can borrow some metal from. Hey, did I ever tell you that I'm gonna lead the Decepticons one day? Hey, did I ever tell you that Megatron is gonna kick your ass? Oh, hey, Hound and Cliffjumper found the Decepticons. Alright, we found him. Now we just gotta go report back.
What are you doing?
I've got you in my sights.
Pew. Hey, did you hear something? Oh no, a bird. Oh no, I got shot off the cliff. Oh no, are you okay? Oh no. Yeah, I'm good. Back at the Autobot ship, Optimus rallies everyone for battle. They list off all the bots, then transform and drive off.
Let's roll.
I guess that's why they call it a roll call.
Yeah, that's not funny.
Okay, I'm sorry.
The Decepticons launch an all-out attack on the oil rig, but the workers there have balls of steel and decide to take on the giant robot invaders by throwing tools and junk at them. In a surprise to absolutely no one, they don't succeed. Among the human workers on the rig are a father and son, Sparkplug and Spike Witwicky. I wasn't around in the 80s, so maybe having the name Sparkplug was cool. I won't judge. The Decepticons start converting the energy from the oil into energon cubes, but the Autobots arrive. Wait, if they can all fly, why would anyone need to turn into a jet? Also, how? Anyway, Megatron turns into a gun. Okay, and a fierce battle ensues. Outnumbered and caught off guard, Megatron decides to blow the whole rig, leaving Spike, Sparkplug, humans, and Autobots alike to be trapped in a deadly ring of fire, just in time for...
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Stop! Let go of my dad!
We now return to the Transformers.
Season 1, Episode 2, More Than Meets the Eye, Part 2. Everyone's still in trouble and things aren't looking good. Oh, yeah, they put out the fire and everything's fine. Well, that worked out nicely.
Wait a minute! Who are you?
Have you ever heard of Captain America? Anyway, we gotta go beat up these other guys now. Can we come with? No. Okay, yeah, we know stuff about Earth. Good point. Spike writes in his diary about how cool the Transformers are, making me relate to his character on a deep level. Soundwave is flattered and wants to ask Spike to be his friend, but he's too shy to ask. Spike starts coming towards him, so he gets embarrassed and hides by turning into a cassette player. And at this point, you're probably wondering how on earth they're able to change size like that, and it's quite simple. You see. And so it's all pretty simple once you have your degree in theoretical physics. Spike doesn't want to turn down a free cassette player, so he brings it with him inside the Autobot ship. Then he asks Trailbreaker how transforming works, but he passes off the question to Hound, who dodges the questions. I'm pretty sure they don't even know how it works. Hey, Spike, you ever heard of the traumatic principle at Chekhov's gun? No? Why? No reason. Hey, look, I can turn invisible. Soundwave uses the opportunity to strike, transforming and releasing Ravage to hack into Teletrain 1 in order to gain access to information about Earth's power sources. Who needs Google when you can hack an enemy supercomputer? Sure would be awkward if someone walked in right now. Oh. This isn't what it looks like.
Ravage, eject.
A Decepticon! Get him!
In the chase, Ravage is cornered and captured, but at least Soundwave can report back to Megatron that Sherman Dam is the largest source of energy in the Western Hemisphere, making it their next target. Starscream points out that it still won't be enough energy, but Megatron devises a plan to cause a tidal wave, which will surge through the dam and create a massive amount of energy. I'm not a damn scientist, so I can't prove that's not how that works. The Decepticons put this plan into motion, sending Rumble into the river where he uses his pile drivers to create an earthquake which forces a tidal wave down towards the dam. The dam begins to overload, and for some reason the Autobots can see the energy output of Sherman Dam and take notice. The Decepticons attack the dam as the structure begins to crack. This dam is literally going to blow if you do this. Perfect. Everything is fine. It's just the way I wanted it. No, seriously, this thing's about to completely collapse because you're sending a series of tidal waves through a dam during an earthquake. Nah, I've got it right where I want it. This is fine. Everything's fine. Let's make some rainbow cubes. Gee, I sure hope the Autobots don't show up. I said, gee, I sure hope the Autobots don't show up. Oh, there they are. Let's check in with the others real quick. Ironhide and Bumblebee use a laser to dig a trench in order to save some nearby houses from the waves. Hound gets in a scuffle with Rumble and loses as he gets pinned under some rocks, and Rumble just casually walks off. Straight savage. Anyway, back to the main battle.
If she breathes, she's a god!
Optimus gets knocked down into the river, and now that the Decepticons have the upper hand, Megatron decides to employ his master strategy. Jazz saves Optimus from the river, while Spike almost drowns doing the same to Hound. I would criticize Hound's CPR form, but he doesn't know how to do Earth CPR, so I'll give him a pass. The Autobots are disheartened at their second failure at this point, even though they seem pretty evenly matched in most fights. The Decepticons are the ones usually retreating, after all. Optimus gives a little pep talk about having courage and conquering danger and stuff, and then we see the Decepticons are off doing a montage of collecting more Energon cubes until the ship is nearly finished and they almost have enough cubes to get back to Cybertron. Megatron's plan is to collect enough energy on Earth to return to Cybertron and build the Death Star or something, I don't know, so he can win the war he's basically already won. He designates their next target as the Rubies of Burma, because those are apparently the most powerful source of energy on the planet. I'm not a Ruby scientist either, but I'm gonna trust Megatron on this one even if I'm a bit skeptical. Megatron gets mad because Starscream fired a cannon in order to test the cubes, but Starscream raises a good point by saying, "You never tested the cubes, how could you have known that they worked? I proved that they do, so who's the idiot now?" Megatron responds with, "You're still the idiot, you idiot, because you should have trusted me that they work. Now we have to get the rubies and another source of energy so we can have enough, because firing that cannon a couple times really set us back." Rocket fuel sounds cool. Little did they know, the humans in Trailbreaker were eavesdropping from afar, and now they know their plan. The Decepticons take off for Burma while there's a pretty inconsequential chase scene. Off in Burma, the Decepticons are harvesting the rubies, and Megatron comments about how they'll have enough Energon to power all of Cybertron, which makes me wonder why they still need rocket fuel, but I digress. The Autobots show up to the cave and think it would be pretty cool to just plant a bomb and bury them alive. Sparkplug just happens to have conveniently worked these mines, so he and Bumblebee go to plant the bomb. They find the Decepticons just as they're wrapping up, and so they set up the bomb. It'd be really awkward if someone walked in right... Oh. This isn't what it looks like. Back outside, the others are getting concerned about how the team isn't back yet, so Optimus deploys his little car roller to check it out. Be safe, brave little roller. Make sure you don't...
Roller!
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Your knowledge is only overshadowed by your stupidity, Starscream.
We now return to the Transformers.
Alright, Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith. War, the Republic is crumbling under attacks by the ruthless Sith Lord, Count Dooku... Let me see. Yep, there we go. Season 1, Episode 3, More Than Meets the Eye, Part 3. Optimus turns out to be okay. Roller is okay too. Sparkplug and Bumblebee are okay. Megatron is okay. Oh, wait, that's bad. All the Energon cubes are intact too. I think the Autobots hyped up that bomb way too much. Back at base, Spike journals about my inner thoughts again and says how Optimus would make a great president. While Spike plans out Optimus' 2020 campaign, Hound toys with Ravage by making a Megatron hologram. Wow, these holograms sure are realistic. Ah, that gives me an idea. Optimus, hear me out. Holograms.
A hologram? That's right, Prime.
Ah. Yeah, so anyway, Mirage, there's this cool base nearby with a whole lot of neat rocket fuel. Wow, that is pretty cool. We could, like, go back to Cybertron with all that rocket fuel or something. Where's this super cool place happen to be? Close, not too far, like 140 kilometers maybe, west. 140 kilometers due west, I don't know, right around there, something like that. Anyway, let's go tell Ironhide. It's not like Ravage could escape or anything unless, I don't know, I conveniently dropped the key. Oh no, he escaped. Oh, rocket fuel. How convenient. Oh, did I mention that you're an idiot, Starscream? Just reminding you that you suck and will never be leader. We'll see about that one, Clanker. What are you gonna do, assassinate me? After a failed assassination attempt, the Decepticons head out to secure the rocket fuel. They land at the base and begin their attack, but haha, the Autobots were there in disguise waiting for them. Oh boy, we really got you good this time, Megatron. You fell for the old hologram rocket fuel base trick. You absolute buffoons. I knew this was a trap the whole time. I invented the old hologram rocket fuel base trick. That's why I set a trap for your trap. Those Decepticons are just dummies while the real Decepticons are attacking the real rocket base. Did you think I was stupid enough to believe you didn't let Ravage escape on purpose? Well, shit. The Decepticons now have all the cubes they need and are preparing their new cruiser for launch. The Autobots are understandably not feeling too good after being dunked on so hard, but they rally for one final battle to stop the Decepticons. The Decepticons are caught off guard as the Autobots lay siege to the launch site, and both sides throw everything and everyone into this fight. Optimus uses his animation error telekinetic finger gun ability to knock Megatron's gun off his arm, and the two grapple. Megatron realizes they don't actually need to fight in order to win though, so once again he employs his signature strategy. The Decepticons launch, and Optimus is pretty pissed about it. Quick, do any of the Autobots have any special abilities that would be convenient to announce right now? I've had a rocket pack this whole time. Ah, perfect, just what we needed. Now Optimus can take the fight to the Decepticons, and yeah, actually makes sense that would happen. I don't know what I expected. Haha, we've won. I think you mean I've won.
Here we go again.
I learned my lesson. This time I won't miss. Come on, coward, do it. Strike me down. Why do I hear boss music? Chekhov's gun.
Space Cruiser, losing power. Control impossible. Do something! Do something! I'll say hello to Prime for you, Megatron.
And so all the governments of the world come together to thank the Autobots for stopping the Decepticons and saving Earth by giving them all the energy they need to get back to Cybertron.
Well, that's it from Earth. Next stop, Cybertron.
Ready, Spike? It's almost time to blast off.
I'll be right there, Prime.
Spoiler alert, in episode 4, they're still here, and that ship never leaves. So...
One more thing. I sure am glad we don't have to worry about Megatron and all those Decepticons anymore.
Get fucked.
The Transformers will return after these messages.
Optimus Prime cares a lot for his fellow robots, and he doesn't want anything to happen to them. I think he'd make a neat president.
We now return to the Transformers.
This one is probably going to end up being longer than most since it's 3 episodes in one, but regardless, I'm hoping to stick to a weekly release schedule. Normal videos will still be made, but I enjoy making these and it gives me a quicker / easier video to do during school season. If you have any suggestions for other shows or episodes to cover, let me know as well, because the series isn't exclusive to Transformers, and it also doesn't have to be a Saturday morning cartoon, because I just like the name. Thank you for watching, and consider subscribing if you enjoyed this or my other videos, leave a like if you liked it, and let me know your thoughts down below. I'll try and read every comment unless this video blows up and goes big for some reason, so there's pretty much a guarantee I'll see whatever you say. Have a great week.